Good evening, all. Thank you so much for joining us today as we discuss some engagement that we could do with our children as they are going through their summer, attendance and summer stuff to do, but also to talk a little bit about the awareness of McKinney Vento, what is McKinney Vento, what it does, and how it assists our families who are currently homeless without a home and have kids, that needs to get educated. Once again, this is all gonna be in our archives. If you guys ever have any questions or need to show the presentation again or see it yourself, more than welcome to do so by accessing our webpage. So let's start. My name is Leslie Carrillo. I am the homeless coordinator for Hartford Public Schools. I will also be your presenter today. And I hope you guys enjoy the presentation, but also intake the information that will be shared with you guys today. Okay, then we could change the page. Okay, guys, so let's start by understanding the McKinney Vento rise. And once again, this presentation will be mostly concentrating to our summer kids, but also so that community, our parents, our staff, and also our students understand what is McKinney Vento and what is there to do for them and their education as they deal with their homelessness behind the scenes. So what is McKinney Vento, right? We need to understand what is that act about? What does it offer? So McKinney Vento definitely covers and protects the children and youth who are currently in shelters or transitional housing. Transitional housing could be a place where they're staying at shelters, DVD shelters, or any other safe location that is not obviously their home. It is also children who are living in parks, in public spaces, even in vehicles, abandoned buildings, or other places not meant for people to live. It includes, like I said, a park bench, a car, somebody's balcony, anything that is not for living condition. That's just the clear point there. It's also McKinney Vento protects the rights of children or youth who are sharing housing. We call that has under the McKinney Vento Act has double up or couch surfing. And these are the families that due to the laws or economic hardship, they cannot obviously afford to pay for the mortgage, for the apartment, or the place where they were living. It also includes children or youth who are living in motels, hotels, trailer parks, or even campgrounds. We have families who stay in campgrounds throughout Connecticut when they don't have the safe accommodations where they could stay or live and continue their normal life as we all know it. Unaccompanied youth or children, they're not a physical custody of their parents or guardian. This includes the groups of students who are transitioning from DCA to a home, and in the midst, they don't have a place or a safe place to stay. So definitely that also comes, covered under the unaccompanied youth has McKinney Vento participant. It is also the students who come into the United States illegally. They are detained by immigration. Then immigration will send them with a family member, a friend. Unfortunately, that family member or friend does not take this as well as unfortunately immigration thought. So this keeps bouncing from place to place, making it a little bit difficult for them at least to have the stability of a home or a place to stay. Summer, we all know it has fun, has warm, has no school, right? But unfortunately, the summer means that there's no vacation for families who are currently homeless or displaced. This means that even though people will say like, let's have fun, this will be like the person struggling to find somewhere safe to be or somewhere safe to go. And statistically speaking, nationwide shelters application can go up more during the summer than during our regular months. The reason is that once the students are out of school, parents decide to either move or continue their eviction process. And definitely this implies for the shelters application to be up, and for the shelters or safe location, they don't have space. for the families to be at or where they could spend that day. Another issue that our families, face up when they are homeless is that during the school year, the kids are in school, right? They have a schedule. They go to school from 8 to 3, for example. So families already know, and persons who they're staying with, that the kids will not be home. They would not be a bother, quote unquote. So families who are double up by the end of the school year, they can no longer stay where they were staying as a double up, just because the living situation is not doable. With the children being at the house all day, with the children not being in school, not keeping them busy, this could be overwhelming, especially if a family is staying at a double up with another family. There's already crowding going on and having kids running around. We all know that it could get nerve-wracking at times. So that's the reason why these families are often kicked out of those accommodations during the summertime. We have had cases, and this is not only here in Hartford Public Schools, as I meet with my other McKinney Vento liaisons on a monthly meeting of other cities around Hartford. Parents sometimes they will live in an apartment that is not safe. We're talking about an apartment with mold, an apartment with asbestos at times, an apartment with insects, rodents, just for their child to stay at the school of origin and for their child not to be stigmatized, let's just call it that way, in school. They don't want their kids to go to embarrassment once they are considered homeless. So the parent will endure all of this poor living housing situation just for the kids to stay at the school of origin. But once that summer comes, definitely they move forward and then they will accommodate another living situation based on their earnings and also based of where the parent can find a safe place to stay, basically. Summer breaks presents a new set of concern for students, especially for the kids who are in the lower grades, right? They are going with what the parents let them know, they go with the routine, and they get adjusted very quickly. But then when we talk about the groups of middle school to high schoolers who are experiencing homelessness, they face more challenges in school. And often during the summer break, since they are, moving around with the parents or just trying to figure out where their next meal is gonna come, they will fall behind a grade during the summer break. And this is why it's the reason that we need to keep them busy. We need to keep them just reading at least, so their mind and their brain is active at all time, even though it's summer, they want to have their fun, but also studies is being proven that they do fall behind a little bit once the summer comes around and the kids are not using basically that part of the brain that the teachers and the staff were working to get them to. Right now, they just go over the 4 top facts about, student homelessness. In reality, there's more than 4 facts. There's a lot of facts that takes place for families who are facing homelessness, but it has been condensed, basically packed to the 4 tops, that affects our families directly, and those are families who have kids. So it has been found that a lot of the times the numbers that we share with the state of homeless kids is not the correct number in reality. A lot of the families and youth who are facing homelessness, they are hidden. They don't talk about it. They don't like to speak about it. They don't seek help. When they finally do seek help, the communities, they are in lack of shelters. They don't have space, basically. And this affects the family in a mental way that, it just breaks them down because they're trying, but they're not getting what they're requesting. Some of the families in front of the place that they are scared of staying at shelters, not only because of the environment that this brings and, being realistically, also the location could be also intimidating for the families and the youth in order for them to reach out to the shelter and stay there for the night. Another fact that is very, very, very important is that there is no education equity without addressing homelessness in schools. So if the school administration, school staff, or any school person that works directly with the student is not aware that the student is homeless, there's no way for us on our side to do our job, provide the services and everything that the student is in need. It removes those barriers in order for them to stay in school, in order for them to be a participant of after school activities, and in order for them to be involved during the summer break. So if the student is not, once again, discovered, quote unquote, during the school year, there is no way for us to be aware of what is going on and the need of that specific child if that child is not, tagged as homeless. It takes a community of partnerships to have a comprehensive approach of the students who are displaced, of the students who are in need, and the students who don't have a home. And when we speak about having no home, definitely that brings a whole nother long story, a whole nother list of all the problems that come around. Supporting the full continuation of learning, educators can definitely help ensure that the lifelong success for the children and youth who are experiencing homelessness is not a negative one, right? We make sure that we always treat them as every other student. They are no different than other students when they are in the school environment, within the school hours. Definitely all staff do the best to keep that child involved in all activities within the school level. And also if there's anything, available for them after school activities, definitely that's also a plus. Some of the short disadvantages of being homelessness is that, of course, they struggle. They struggle to keep their grades up. We're not only talking about that the kid is a student, that the kid needs to do their part, but we're talking that there's a lot of difficulties going on behind the scenes that parents are dealing with their kids. And this includes not having a stable place to study, the lack of resources, that disrupted routines. By that meaning that tonight they're staying with cousin, they had an issue with cousin 3 days on the road. Now mom, dad has to figure it out where they're gonna be staying after that. And these challenges can definitely lead to lower academic performances and not having the experience basically that they are required, they're expected to have as they're being educated. As we all know, Hartford Public Schools offers free lunch, free breakfast for all of our students, and food insecurity can be one of the main issues of our homeless students. They relied on schools, lunch and meals. Let's just put it on the meals, and it's a vital source of food, right? Once the kid is on summer break, they don't have that access to that feeding time, right? They don't have that access to that breakfast and that lunch that is secure for them from Monday to Friday. When they don't have stable houses, access to regular meals becomes a challenge. And that obviously brings health issues and the well-being of the student, and that comes around with the mental situation and everything else. We do have food pantries throughout the city, but unfortunately, this process is through 211. So the parent will complete a 211 kind of assessment, and then they will give them a list of different places, different dates that offers food pantries, or even these food vans that travel throughout Connecticut, different places and different dates. So it's very important for the family who is in these needs to contact 211, and they have all variety of services there, starting from housing stability to food. As we know, and we all know that, especially high schoolers, they get a lot of work now via computer. Everything now is technology. Everything now has to be through that magic tablet. So the lack of internet and technology is often a lack of success for the students. Since we all know, now in the days, everybody's on the phone, everything is digital and everything is through a computer. And this can significantly definitely impact their ability to complete their assignments during the school year, and also during the summer to participate in virtual learning and access educational resources. Yes, we do offer some courses that are on site. The student have to be in person, but we also require or request for the student to complete the work online. And not having that internet, not having the proper technology could make it a little bit harder for them, which definitely could set them back as they go learning and move forward with their education. So some of these advantages of the homeless students definitely is a lot of disadvantages. First is not having a secure home. It's not knowing where your next meal is gonna come from. It's not knowing what roof will be over your head at nighttime, but also the language barrier sometimes. For some students who are not native English speakers, could be very, very, very difficult to move forward in their education. And not only move forward with education, has that comes with barriers of language barriers can affect their communication with teachers, with peers, with school staff. As we know, we have many diverse backgrounds here in Hartford Public Schools. So if the child does not feel comfortable in speaking or finds that one person who will help them in school understanding everything in their own language, that can definitely affect their engagement in the classroom and overall academic success. Sometimes the student can be homeless, and not only is missing that piece of a house, let's just put it that way, they also need assistance with medical insurance. They also need assistance with something as basic as clothing. And just by having that lack of communication, they are afraid of expressing themselves and advocate for themselves, asking and requesting for this assistance that is available for them. Health outcomes, once again, it could be one of the top bad experiences that the students have, since they're not only going through the piece again that they don't have a home or stable housing, but the health could definitely get worse as time passes by. They don't have access to immediate healthcare professionals. So instead of going forward with the health, if they have some serious health conditions, that could put them back in a hole that is very difficult for them to come back, get back into their routine and concentrate in the studies. So that's why, as a community, it's very important to raise awareness, provide support, and advocate for the policies that will address the unique needs for homeless students. Homelessness is a serious situation, and it does not just affect Hartford, it affects Connecticut, the whole United States overall. And it's a very serious situation that has become more of a red kind of flag once that COVID situation was lifted and the eviction process started. We have the numbers triple by today. So it's very alarming on how these numbers are raising. So let's talk a little bit, move a little bit about the McKinney Vento, what they do, right? Let's talk about what should we be considering about the summer breaks. Why should we be thinking about the summer break, and how can we get the kids to participate, stay active, and move forward? So some of the pros to be considered around the summer break is that they rest. They don't have to get up early in the morning. They don't have to listen to the alarm clock, and they are just doing their thing. But a schedule of being displaced and keeping up with high school is one of the benefits of taking a break from school throughout the summer months. It is time to rest from the busy schedule. Students may only have one time for the academic pursuits and the interruption of working around their homeless status. So this will be the little time of the year, definitely, that they won't be dealing with getting up early. They won't be dealing with studies. They just can concentrate in their academic pursuits without that part of being homeless being the main concern. It gives them time to prepare for the upcoming school year. We don't only have seniors, high schoolers are transitioning into college. We also have elementary transitioning to middle schools and middle school transitioning to high schools. So during this summer break, some students are required to take early start program and credit recovery classes. That's for high schoolers, which gonna improve their learning reading skills and to stay on top of their academic achievements. If there's any credits that a high schooler is missing, definitely summer will be the perfect time in order for them to make up and definitely catch up with their missing work and just to do the credit that they are missing, period. Unfortunately, the Early Start program and the credit recovery program, it is by referrals. I know that some referrals are already going out to the families of those students who need to complete and do the Early Start program, but it will start coming throughout this week, next week, towards the end of the school year. So parents, please, please, please stay on top of Parent Square. And if you have not received any information, if your child will be an Early Start participant or credit recovery classes that are needed, contact the school, request to speak to the teachers, and they could definitely give you an update of what will be the status of the child for the process. Especially when it comes to time to work and save money, this is good for high schoolers. It's a time for them to get their little summer jobs. Their high school years can be a great time to get jobs. It is a time for them to build the savings and minimize financial stress on them and their families. Once the school year starts, you know, they could afford the uniform, they could afford the little shoes that they want, but they also could start If they're going into college, they could start saving money for their dorm, they could start saving money for their food and all the stuff that is definitely important for them to survive, but also for them to move forward in their education and everything that they need to be successful. Some other cons. Now let's see here what happens when the student is on summer break. And this will be what we call the bad stuff, right? How they get accustomed to the free life, the no school kind of environment. So guess what happens? They forget what they learned. One negative vacation is the potential to forget the skills they learned throughout the school year. So if the student is not only dealing with the school year that they failed at class or two, they're also dealing with homelessness and dealing with all that process that they are doing behind the scenes. It could also be a process that they forget what they learned throughout the school year. They forget the skills that they were shown throughout the school year. So that's why it's very important for at least the students to keep a reading log going on so their brain could keep practicing, and don't lose that routine of what it is to be in school. Student habits can dwindle and they are hard to rebuild. When it's gone, it's gone, right? It's gonna take a process and time for the student to come back and fall in place. So another of the cons of the summer is that they lose the study of habit. They don't have a time where they have their routine. Okay, you have your first period class, your second period. No, they just lose it. They're not practicing. So after the summer break, motivation, endurance, and focus are difficult to rebuild. So students have to find themselves accustomed free time and relaxation. It could also be difficult to readjust to the stress and demand for the school year once the school year starts all over again. Yes, there will be a period where the teachers will be let them know, like a little review of the previous school year, but it's still, even if stuff that students learn, it's very hard for them to fall back into place and for that routine to get back to them all over again. So from this piece on, basically, I'm going to be talking about the community partners that Hartford Public Schools has been working for years. These are partners who offer not only educational experience for our students, but also fun stuff to do, right? Fun stuff in order for them to meet other friends, in order for them to meet in other places, in order for them to learn um, new things to do, that for them to learn how to swim, something as basic as that. We have a lot of opportunities throughout Hartford where the student can go and take advantage of this. So one of our first partners, and it's one of the oldest, as a matter of fact, here in Hartford, is a free summer camp. This year, Camp Current will be working with us in the Early Start program, but we're still developing the final plan, and we're still working on what students will be participating of the program. They are very excited that once again, they could bring our kids some fun and excitement. It is a camp that will help the kids build their self-confidence. It is a camp that has stuff to do, such as for them finding her horizon by building confidence, promoting healthy lifestyles, just preparing them for the future and for them to have a plan what the future could be. That campers will become part of the camp community, and it will definitely be a great year. Remember, it's one of the oldest camps, so definitely they know what they're doing and how to keep our kids fun, but most of it, keep them busy, keep them entertained, and for them to have fun. The application for Hartford Current is active right now. If you are interested, you're more than welcome to contact Ms. Candice Colon. She is the program director at the program, and she could give you more information on what is the program about if you have any other further questions, or you could email her directly with your direct questions and concerns. And she is very good in answering emails back. So feel free to connect with her at any time for further information and even further assistance if you definitely decide that your child will be part of Hartford Camp Current. The next one will be what is known as the Y, that is YMCA of Greater Hartford. It is a camp that will not be the same without the camp itself, right? So the students will not only be in a site per se, but they will also go that out of the place of the where the YMCA is at to a real camp outside of Hartford. This summer and all summers they offer full, sports, games, swimming, nature, music, drama, arts, crafts. They build new friendships, they build new goals, they learn how to build themselves as a positive person, and they should have ambitions for the future. Each section is definitely planned around different themes and activities based on what the child likes, right? What the kid wants to do. The registration is open as of right now. So please, you could more than welcome visit them on website at wilsongrade.ymca.org. And once you complete the application, right there will tell you if you guys need to pay some fees, what will be the dates, and what week you will be picking for your child to attend. Harvard Public Library is one of the funnest one, right? Reading for me is amazing. So when the kids enjoy this program, they're not only gonna be meeting new friends, they could also discover that there is a whole world out there when it comes to reading. They could discover themselves, they could discover new places, they could discover a lot of interesting fun facts. As of now, we do have a program in Hartford Public Schools that is called the Summer Reading Challenge. This program is run by the old libraries in Hartford in collaboration with Hartford Public Schools. So we really encourage the families to go on their website. They can even visit their own, zone library and ask more questions. They could also call the local library and register by phone so the students who participate of this phone program that at the end of the year, that at the end of the program, they will receive some incentives for participating in the program and just for having fun. Another one that collaborates with us and that is very close to us, it will be the City of Hartford, the Department of Families, Children and Recreation. They also help develop, but this is more for the students who are 14 and over, and it gives them tools to develop within the workforce, recreation, on any other program that the student is providing. They won't only get paid, they will also gain some experience throughout the real, work world that we have in here. They will have some tools to build a resume, and it's open for all Hartford residents. So if you have any questions, you could visit them online at the city webpage, or more than welcome to call their number is the 860-757-9595. Just ask them about the summer program, and they will definitely direct you to the person who will give you more specifics of what they offer, what is needed, and when and where to apply. Another one of our partners here is Hartford, the Boys and Girls Club. It's one of my favorites where my own personal kids attend. Their mission is to enable all young people, especially those in most need, to reach their full potential as productive and caring, responsible citizens. The summer program is to keep the kid busy by learning and using different enrichment activities. They have a weekly field trip. They meet new friends. Once again, they're meeting new places. Their imagination could definitely grow wider and keep on busy. The registration is currently open right now. I advise if you can just go online to the link shared here and complete an application. There is assistance for those families who are in need, where they could receive a voucher to be assisted with the payment. There is a charge for the program, but it all depends on the family size and family income and all of those fun little details that is needed. But please visit the webpage and you'll get more information. Or more than welcome, just Google the Boys and Girls Club based on your address, and it will direct you to the one closest to your home. So it could be easier for you guys. Capital Workforce. This is another one that assists not only our parents, but it also assists our students who are discovering that whole new world out there of what a real job is, right? They will get paid. It is a program that works with the kids who are 14 and up. More than welcome to call Miss Alana Brown. She's a very, very, very important piece in the program. She's open to answer any questions at any moment. I just found out this morning that the application deadline is May 31st. So time is getting there. Please, if you're interested, your child is interested in participating of this amazing program, where once again, they will be getting paid, getting experience, building their resume. Call Ms. Brown at any time. Well, not any time, but Monday to Friday, anytime after 8 before 5 o'clock. So it could be a little bit easier for her to answer the phone and answer all of your questions. Okay, so we are getting close to the end of this short and sweet presentation when it comes to summer, how to keep the kids busy, and a little bit of highlights about McKinney Vento. If you guys ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, not only in regards of McKinney Vento, but school overall, we are here at 280 Trumbull Street. No appointment is needed. We just always request for the parents to get here between that time window of 8 to 4. And definitely one of us will sit down with you, discuss what is going on and how we could help, how we could assist you. Once you come in here, you could either speak with the coordinator of the Welcome Center, Shalima Ramirez. Her contact, her email is listed here, or myself, Leslie Carrillo. I don't only help and assist as a homeless liaison for all of my displaced families. I could also assist if you have any issues at the school that I could help and assist or attend. I'll definitely also be that third person, because at the end of the day, we just want for the student to be safe, good in school, but also that they're learning and they are where they need to be when it comes to their education. Once again, my name is Leslie Carrillo. This will be saved for your future reference. And if at any point you guys have any questions, concerns, or any comments, more than welcome to get in contact with us. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking your time of learning a little bit of details of what is McKinney Vento and also what Hartford Public Schools has to offer for your kid. If you have any questions, you could always call me once again and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.